Hello grade 7s, welcome to our IS video lesson. Today we will be discussing the mandate of heaven for ancient China. However, these are the bell ringer questions that I would like for you to take down, write in your notes, pause the video, and answer them to the best of your ability. After you are finished, unpause the video. We'll discuss it a little bit here. Okay, now that you have unpaused, what does it mean to be a ruler? Now, a lot of you will have different answers. Some of them might be the person in power, the person who makes all the decisions, right? The one who's won the most victories, all those different things. What I want you to think about is, and as we go into ancient China, is what are ways rulers gain power, but how do they keep power as well? And so whether that's foreign countries trying to attack them, or things like illness, things like having a family, right, where they have a son to replace them, whether that's internal civil wars. What brings on civil wars, right? Hungry people rebel. We talked about that last year or last semester, but it's important then that comes up here as well. And so you know a lot of the Chinese inventions. I'm sure that was a really easy one for you to do. And then what is the boom and bust? So the boom and bust is it's kind of like an economic term where it analyzes or depicts or gives you an image of what the economy does. So the economy, especially today, it goes up, right? And those are good times. People are making money, people are happy, they can buy the things that they want. And then the bust is when the market breaks and things, be it natural disaster, maybe it's like something like COVID, or new things government has done, they start increasing taxes or something like that, and then it goes down, right? The economy isn't growing, it's getting worse, right? People don't have as much money, they don't have jobs, those kinds of things, and it's bust, boom and bust. So they talk about this because the economy of the world or of Indonesia is always booming or busting, going up or going down. You're going to be like, oh, why are we talking about this? Well, it'll come to you soon. So, dynasties, right? All dynasties rise and fall. All countries will rise and fall. 75 years ago, Indonesia, the country, started. Who knows how far down the road the country of Indonesia will end? Any country, England, India, you name it, Japan, there's a rise and there's a fall. There's a time when that country comes and establishes itself, and there's a time for that country to end. All will end eventually. And that's it's nice to know, but it's also kind of scary to know. And so just like that in China, and you have just worked on your timelines and things like that, these dynasties rise and they fall. Okay, and why I'm doing this through videos, usually I would spend time in class where I would come in all dressed up, looking like somebody you wouldn't recognize, start bossing you around, blaming people for something, telling you this is how it is and this is why it came to be. And it would scare you. It's usually a very fun lesson. You can't do it through Zoom. Sorry, it wouldn't work. But the reason why I did that was to teach this idea of the mandate of heaven. And I want you to put this in your notes. It's the mandate of heaven is like the favor of rule, right? So the blessing of rule. The mandate of heaven is like these people get to be in power. So in China, this term was used to validate or to make sense of why the kingdom or the emperor was in power, and they had the mandate of heaven, they had the blessing of heaven, they had the commission of heaven to be the ruling power. And so this was something that was given to the kingdoms based off of them being able to keep their power. And it was believed that a ruler would have the mandate of heaven, but if the ruler, for instance, you can see it on the screen, was corrupt or greedy or not benevolent, lost favor with the people, lost favor with the gods or whoever, then they would lose the mandate of heaven. And as they lost the mandate of heaven, their kingdom would fall. Okay, the kingdom would fall. And the reason why we brought up the boom and the bust is because we can look at those times and see how, for the most part, well, apart from war, apart from intervention from the English or other people like that, the dynasties of ancient China followed the economic peak, the boom. Everything is good. Everybody loves their country, their kingdom. The emperor is always good when people are being fed, people have money in their pockets, right? When people they're secure, there's no war, right? They're safe, then it's good. And then the economic decrease, so the mandate of heaven, right? Blessing, blessing, blessing. They lose it, and it almost coincides perfectly with what the economy was doing at that time. Was it peaking? Was there a natural disaster to, I don't know, kill the crops or something like that? People were hungry. Hungry people rebel. And so we see this throughout the Chinese history as dynasties rise and fall with this economic boom and bust peak and going down. However, the mandate of heaven is something that was established into the thinking of that time to justify the ruling of the power at hand, whatever dynasty that was. Now, there's other times when dynasties fell and it wasn't due to the economic portion of it. However, the economics would follow along, right? When the British came, right, the economic system changes, high taxes, increased taxes, the economy goes down because people can't invest into their businesses and things like that. So that is part of the mandate of heaven. So due to the work of some important people, the mandate of heaven was made to be to regulate and hold emperors, kings, officials accountable, and would you can read it, but basically the mandate of heaven was said to be the reason or the governance over these kings and emperors and holding them accountable even when the people could not. Um, the um, the problem with it is that every king then had to fall into line with it, right? Does that make sense? Your worldview, how you see them as emperors and things like that as people, is always, do they have the mandate of heaven still or not? And so loyalty, things like that, is all mixed up. The problem with the mandate of heaven in the history of China is that it wasn't always there. In fact, there's a certain kingdom, and we're going to get to that in the next slide, where they came in and they conquered, and there was always warring periods. You'll see that in the timeline. But they came and they conquered, kicked out the old kingdom. They came and established their dynasty in China, and they needed to give the people a reason. Why are you coming to take over us? Why are you ruling us? Why do we have to submit to you? So these kings offered this justification, right? Saying, well, to be honest with you, we had to come. It's our mandate of heaven, blessed to do this, because your last king wasn't benevolent, all those kinds of things, and fell out of the favor of the mandate of heaven. And so for years and years and years and years, this idea of mandate of heaven justified the rule of the emperors and ultimately led to them having slaves upon slaves as citizens for years and years. Now, not everybody's lives was lived as slaves because they weren't directly influenced by the mandate of heaven, but we see it quite a bit. So who invented the mandate of heaven? Now, pardon me, I'm not very good at saying this, but the Cho invented the term mandate of heaven, and they used it to justify their rule in their reign. In fact, and this is the interesting thing is, and the Qi dynasty is spelled different all over. Qi dynasty, I think it's spelled different on our timeline. But they wanted to convince the people so bad that they were here to stay because of the mandate of heaven, and they had it. So they invented an entire dynasty that happened long before there is any evidence of people being alive in Asia. Now they're expanding the timelines of different people groups and how they moved across the globe to fit a older Earth theory, but there's not much evidence for that. However, it's getting pushed. But the Cho invented this dynasty in order to make the mandate of heaven more palatable, to believe it, or more trustworthy. And so they told these people, they even made up a dynasty. to sell the lie. And that's where we kind of want to get to today is leaders, right? As biblical leaders, you'll look into that more this year. They need to, right, have qualities amongst them, and we need to hold our leaders to that. One of them is being trustworthy, not lying, not greedy, all those things. Oh, that's the bell. I need to get ready to have you guys in class. Anyways, that's the mandate of heaven, the blessing of the gods upon them. We're going to talk about how culture is set up and who influenced culture. His name is Confucius in the next video. Have a wonderful day.